Cash.
Ladies and gentlemen, group chat.
Cash.
It's $1 trillion. Hot.
Ladies and gentlemen, happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Happy belated Father's Day to everybody.
Yeah, happy. Yeah, because we're recording it as Father's Day. Happy Father's Day, Anand.
Yeah.
Dee.
It's great.
Yeah, this is great. 2/3 of our pod are
fathers
that
we know of.
You know, I have a father.
Yes.
So we can celebrate that. Happy Father's Day, Dad. I know he listens.
Happy Father's Day to our dad. He listens sometimes. I don't know if he listens to all episodes. I think our mom listens.
Our dad wished us a happy Father's Day on Saturday.
Yeah.
And
I think he wanted to get proactive.
he just wanted to get ahead of it.
Just get it over with, probably. Like, here you go.
Just in case I forget.
Yeah.
He's like, tomorrow's Father's Day. Happy Father's Day.
Yeah, that's good. Well, happy Father's Day to all of our listeners.
Yeah.
Did you guys do anything, Dee?
We went back to the beach this morning. We went Saturday to the beach. Sunday we went back, and it's fun now because like we just let him run or go on a scooter, and I literally just run behind him.
Yeah, I saw that video.
He
looks
went
back to check on, make sure you're there, and then he keeps going.
Yeah, he literally did clock 3 miles today.
Really?
Yes.
He's on like a razor scooter type thing?
Yeah.
Wow.
But he'll go 3 miles straight?
I mean, he stops.
Yeah, but...
Yeah, I mean, because he stops because I'm like, he's just like not paying attention. He's just going onto bikes.
Yeah. That's great. How old is he?
He'll be 3 at the end of August.
Jeez. It's crazy how fast that goes.
Yeah.
I feel like he was like just like stumbling around your apartment like 2 months ago.
But even the picture you posted of his first day of school and last day of school, like the transformation's crazy.
Less than a year?
Yeah, that 1 year
crazy.
looks like it was like the most progress of like full on.
Yeah, kids are crazy.
The funniest is, you know, you watch all these movies of like, you know, these family movies growing up with the kid just asking questions annoyingly.
Yeah.
That's Dominic.
Yeah.
That's the stage he's in.
What's that? Why are you doing that? Why are you going over there? What's that over there? Is that a tractor? What's that?
Do you think he cares about the response, or he just wants to get to the next question?
He just wants to, that's his like conversation. That's his group chat.
Yeah, and he's just like it's in his own head. He's
Yeah.
it's just like, dude, you never like take a break.
Yeah. That's good. Okay, well, thanks to all the fathers out there.
Yeah, hopefully.
Pete, sure you're soon to be.
There could be some unsuspecting mom on the west side.
Could be.
Yeah.
Totally. Quarantine mom.
You can
never know.
name your child depending on the sex. It actually doesn't matter. Costa.
Yeah. Middle name Brava.
Costa Brava Clerkin.
That'd be a baby. That's
flows.
kind of fire.
That has a good flow to it.
CBC.
CBC.
There's options here. We might have to put this into the works.
I'm sure it already is. Okay. You want to talk about, Dee, what were you talking about? You got some feedback from our listeners about, we talked about like the vaccine that is sure to come for Corona and how a lot of people are speaking out saying, no chance we're doing that.
Yeah.
I feel like really big in the Black community, not taking that risk. And you got some feedback from our listeners of why that is.
So one of the things that came out that Melinda Gates said is that I want to make sure the Black community gets the vaccine first. And we were like, we obviously commented and said like, we'll obviously be first in line to get the vaccine. And a lot of Black listeners reached out and sent me an article about this Tuskegee experiment where they took 600 men and essentially...
But let's be clear. This was 1932.
Okay, they're still killing Black people on the streets. Not much has changed. Let's just be honest. If you're a Black person in this country, why would you think anything different?
Well, no, I get why you would have I get it. I get why you would have the...
Well, what happened was they essentially said they were going to give them free health care, injected them with syphilis, and generationally it affected families. Some people died. Eventually, the U.S. government paid those families out money because they realized what they had done was wrong.
That was in one specific area? Like was that a
yeah.
small? That was a just
Yeah, it was like 600 men
In
that were
Macomb
treated.
County.
got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Because that's one of those things I don't know enough about. Like I know that it happened.
Yeah.
I know that it's one of the fucked up things in our history, but those details. So I mean, I get it. Look, even though I do not think that Bill and Melinda Gates are figuring out how to inject the African American community with some fucked up shit.
Yeah.
I do understand how you'd be like, yo, we're not going first.
Yeah, I think the
I agree
thing,
with
I think
that.
you have to be, just think about it a little broader, like who's the source.
Mm-hmm.
So if Stephen Miller and Steve Bannon were like, hey, we want to get the vaccines to the black community first, I'd be a little suspicious.
The problem
that's true.
is that
That's
there's
true.
enough.
If Trump came out and said, we're starting in Compton.
Yeah.
I'd be like, all right, I don't know. Go to
I
Beverly
would
Hills.
get the concerns from that. I
Yeah.
get it. But like, if it's Bill and Melinda Gates, like I
The
know.
problem is there's so much propaganda on Bill and Melinda Gates. I watched someone standing outside the Tulsa rally, which I'm sure we'll get to,
Oh, that's next.
about, they're talking about like, why are you here? And they're like, that whole crowd, Gates, this,
Yes.
like,
that guy was just spewing
Yeah.
one like run-on sentence
Facebook.
of just conspiracy.
yes. And so if you watch enough of those things, then you start thinking, oh my God, the guy that is going to put microchips in everyone is the guy giving vaccines out. I get why people are. I understand the fear of vaccines. There's obviously there is some negative effects of vaccines. Everybody is aware of that, but it far outweighs. I mean, doesn't outweigh all the positive things it does for humanity. Yeah. We would not be.
Yeah, the only reason life expectancy has increased is because infant mortality has decreased significantly, and that is because of vaccines.
Yes,
That's a fact.
yeah.
That's undebatable.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
100%.
I agree.
It's just too good for like, when it comes to like just easy go-to internet conspiracy, being vaccinated by the government is too easy to drum up. You're getting injected by the government, the people do whatever. And then you've had these couple little, not little, but you've had these couple things in the past. And if you look on the internet, I mean, I would argue that at this point, everyone showing up to a Trump rally is head in the dirt of the internet. Like facts no longer matter.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
No facts matter.
No. Facts, Zero facts matter. And it's just so easy. I feel like if you live your life like on the internet and Fox News and all these different places, like you'll believe anything.
Yeah.
So the medical reason why you could potentially be hesitant on taking, if there ever is a corona vaccine, because I actually talked to a doctor about this, and I said, what's the downside? He goes, there's actually a reasonable amount of downside, but the upside outweighs it, is that we actually don't even know what the long-term implications of this vaccine that would have been concocted within 12 months.
Yeah.
Like what the complications could be. But if you're a healthy person, it's probably the right thing to do.
Yeah. Yep.
Like just go do it, because the alternative is much worse
Totally.
for society.
That's the scary thing to me is like, we all want this thing rushed, but like when it comes time to shoot it in those veins, you're like, how many tests did we
I'd
do?
happily be the first
I
person.
would too, but I would be a little just uneasy.
Honestly, I'd probably take the second wave.
Just like iPhones, you don't want the
Yes,
first
no one wants the first
True,
Tesla.
they always have bugs.
No one wants the iPhone.
Yeah.
Well, a new iPhone comes out, I get it 3 months later. That's a phone. You think I want to be the first on the vaccine?
Yeah, I don't want to be an early adopter, but my biggest fear.
I changed my take because I was like, first take, I'll take it.
Yeah.
But I'm also willing to maintain my social distance for as long as I have to till there's more data on this virus.
Sure.
And that's the difference, is that like if I was eager to just jump back into society and do everything I was doing normally, maybe if I was a different phase in my life, maybe if I was much older or much younger, I probably would say, fuck it, give it to me right now.
But I also think, your point to waiting on the vaccine is actually valid, because the more data that's coming out is the disease is much less fatal than we thought.
Yeah.
Fatality rates are a fraction of what we thought 2 months ago. The transmission of it and the virality of it is as viral as we thought, but it's just not as deadly as we thought, and treatments are coming.
Yeah, I don't know that it's so bad, like for us. Like what I'm saying is, the reason why we were saying we'd get it right away is because we were in the middle of like pure lockdown. Like, let's get this shit over, shoot me up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to get to a restaurant.
Yeah, like I need to get to the Delilah.
Yeah.
But now I don't know, man. It feels like in maybe a little bit longer when there's just a little bit more treatments.
Yeah.
Because I had a friend that we all know had it, and he said, like, don't get me wrong, it was super scary. And like there was a day when it started affecting my breathing. And like that was just really scary because you don't know, like all of a sudden, are you going to end up on a ventilator tomorrow? Like there's all these stories of people like falling off a cliff of health. But once there's a little bit of that, like, I don't know. Like I'm okay with waiting it out a minute. But let me just be clear though too. My biggest fear with taking the vaccine early would be just that like you get corona or something. Yeah. Like that the dosage is wrong or something like that. I'm not worried like I'm going to be a robot.
Yeah, I'm curious to see who's going to be the first group that voluntarily, like, I think it's going to be elderly people, right? Yeah. Like if you're that elderly population, will probably, better or worse, be the guinea pigs.
They should.
Because they're the highest risk. Yep. And there's a serious problem happening still in nursing homes across the world.
And worst case, you're already old.
Yeah.
You know? Just saying, if it doesn't work out, it's like, well, you know.
The alternative is you're going to get the run either way.
Yeah. Looks like 1 year instead of 3. You know what I mean?
Fuck, that sucks.
Yeah, we'll see. But I do understand why it would be a little triggering to hear, like, let's go to the black community first. Yeah, whoa.
Yeah. You know? I agree.
Okay, can we talk about this rally?
I mean, the rally is probably like the equivalent to like a big sporting event last year.
3 months ago. I planned my whole day around the rally.
Yeah. And you know what reminded me that I should be checking in is I saw Anand tweeting like, not looking good so far. Like, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, what is it? Yeah. And I jumped in. But I would say it looked like the remnants of what used to be. Even like I feel like Trump's focus and his power was a remnant of what it used to be. And then the crowd was all empty. And
So before we get to the juicy details that obviously we're going to talk about, I watched, did you guys get to watch it?
I didn't watch it.
I just clipped through.
So I watched, I think 90% of it.
Mm-hmm. Did you watch it live?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know, he's lost his luster. Like I was expecting like the punchlines, the roars, and the jokes weren't hitting.
Yeah.
He's lost his energy. He looks kind of just unsettled up there.
Maybe he has corona.
I mean,
he does now, if not. They said 6 staffers got it before.
And I actually was like, from an entertainment standpoint, I was like, man, this is actually kind of boring.
Yeah. I don't think he evolved well.
I also think the problem is, so that stadium holds 19,000 people. A Tulsa official is saying 6,200 people.
The fire department. So that's fact.
Yeah. So 6,200 people. The problem when you have an empty stadium, you also, as a speaker, as an entertainer, like
you lose your luster.
Like imagine if Dave Chappelle was like, he's doing Staples Center and half the place is empty. Yeah. His jokes aren't going to be as good. His confidence is shot.
And you know Trump's ego can't handle that.
No, so he probably was rattled. The corona thing already kind of shocked him. They had an overflow area outside where they were going to entertain and speak. There was nobody there. Mm-hmm. There was a shitload of protesters. And, you know, the few idiots that actually went in, you know, clearly didn't have masks on. The only people that I saw from the pictures looked like it was Secret Service.
And like the people up top had masks that were actually distanced.
Okay.
Because there was no...
Those are the smartest.
But the people in the heart of it, no masks.
No. Yeah. If you showed up to that thing, you are the core of the problem.
Yeah.
Like if you still go, it's weeded out. There's only 6,000 when they thought there was going to be 1 million. You're the worst of the worst.
The funny thing about the million, so it was 1 million tickets were reserved. Mm-hmm. And apparently now reporters and everyone's been doing their homework. A lot of the tickets were reserved by kids on TikTok.
It's amazing.
Just to throw the numbers off.
And K-pop.
Fans.
K-pop has been killing it. And K-pop's been spamming all the hashtags, all the email addresses.
And I was watching a TikToker.
Let's just explain that real quick. Yep. So the Trump campaign was bragging all week that they had over 1 million people submit for tickets.
Yeah.
That 1 million was completely manufactured by BTS and K-pop fans and TikTokers because it became a TikTok challenge. So the Gen Zers were basically signing up because it's free, just to flood the campaign, to think that they had this like huge turnout or impending turnout, which is completely manufactured.
The beautiful thing about I watched one of the bigger TikTok videos on getting people. She was like, "Oh, I'm going to sign up for this campaign, this rally, and I can't make it because I have to remove every piece of lint off my t-shirt tomorrow, and I want to stack it by size. But, you know, if you so happen to be able to go, use these 5 zip codes so they know you're local in the area." I mean, what TikTok has done, I'll give it to you, is that, you know, like when we were talking about Arab Spring, what was that, 10 years ago? When did Arab Spring happen?
2014, yeah.
Yeah, whenever it was, that was a Twitter thing. And it became like the power of Twitter or whatever, right? And we're seeing TikTok has so much damn power over young people that they have now, you know, they inflated this number. They clearly, for whatever reason, I don't know, maybe because people were trained to teach people how to dance. Like that's like the premise of TikTok. I feel like that's where its origins are from. Yeah, that it's become a teaching platform in whatever ways, whether it's Robinhood, whether it's how to do stuff. And I think that has influenced young people into doing things. So it's like, oh, this is fun. Like they're kind of in a way reinventing education in my view, because they're like giving you, oh, this is how you register for the event. Like no other platform.
They've reinvented activism, in my opinion.
Yeah, and let me also go back to Anand's original point, which I think rings true anytime we talk about TikTok. They're just better at making posts go viral. Yeah. And so like on Instagram even though Instagram's pretty good, like if, let's just say for sake of conversation, Logan Paul says, hey, we're all gonna do this. It's isolated to him and his army are gonna go do that. But the chance of it spreading outside of that is very rare. The way TikTok works, it grabs anyone who might be interested in doing this. Yeah. And then you see that people, and it just becomes something that people are doing. Yeah. And you sort of join in. It's a different, like, I don't know, and I can only attribute it to the engineering, but it's a different way that you can get on board with a movement. Yeah. Not just like, oh, I don't know, I don't follow Logan Paul.
Yeah, so to your point, what you're describing is that the TikTok engineering phenomenon, it dwarfs what Instagram can do. Totally. It's because the inputs they have and the way they're using the data is unlike anything we've ever seen. So if I'm a TikTok user and I watch a video and they capture that I stayed on for 4 seconds, they know which song was on, what the gimmick was. But if I stay on for 8 seconds, they're going to feed me more of it. They're like, oh, this guy stayed 8 seconds on, liked the song, liked this person, liked what was going on. And then they start iterating over and over again. That's like if you ask any TikTok user, they say their first week is kind of like, do I know what's going on? Yeah. And then after that week, they're like, they figured you out.
You're in. You can't live without it. I literally think that the other thing I think is most people live off of the For You page still. Like they're not following. They don't just look at who they follow. So they're just looking at the world at TikTok. Yes. And then the last thing, and then sorry, I wanted to cut you off, is like the same way that we complain about Facebook being really good at getting you into a rabbit hole and taking you down a path. For some reason, I have no idea why this is. Facebook's is mainly around like outrage, negativity, shock, scare, whatever. TikTok's is all just fun. Yeah. There's not really much of that shit on there. It's like, oh, I got sucked into this dance challenge and now all I'm getting is dance videos. But it's all like, hey, look, we're fucking with Donald Trump. Hey, look, we're blah, blah, blah. Like it's very fun.
I also think the better or worse, it's based in China. Chinese companies don't allow fuckery. They don't like want political stuff. Too. They don't like it. They are about shut up and dance. Yeah. And they've made this platform. This isn't a place for like uproar. Like, yeah, there's some activism in terms of registering people for an event. Yeah. But it's not so politically charged that go viral. I'm sure there's tons of politically charged shit on TikTok, but they kind of do a good job of suppressing it, and they make it around what's fun. Because it should be an entertainment. Like at the end of the day, Instagram and Facebook went from just hanging out with your friends and entertainment to like dividing the country. Yeah.
Totally. Yeah, I mean, just because of their engineering, if you ask a young person, I guarantee you they derive more entertainment from TikTok than they do Instagram because there's more inputs that they have from you. Totally. And the way they're using those inputs are tailoring your content better. But because Instagram, like, it's like kind of like if you just want to, TikTok's eating Instagram's lunch.
Yeah. Well, here's another example.
My Instagram looks like TikTok now.
Yeah.
It's all just videos from TikTok.
Yeah. The other interesting example is TikTok is launching their own influencer platform. And so what they're going to do is, so they know all these influencer deals are happening. They want to get in on the action. So I guess it's in beta. They showed one example, and it was a pretty big TikToker working with a brand, but it went through TikTok's platform. And because it went through the platform, TikTok juices it up even more. So instead of getting I think this person was getting 7 million impressions a video, they juiced it to 33 million.
Yeah.
Because that's what it's good for brands, good for business. The problem with Facebook and Instagram is that they suppressed all the brands. We all went and built these massive followings, built all this engagement, and it's worthless. No business has a Instagram account that is really, really valuable like they did 5 years ago.
Because it's pay to play.
It's all
especially if you had it 5 years ago.
Yeah.
That's the thing that is weird about Instagram is you build it, and then they just take it.
They just throttle you.
Yeah.
Because unless you're willing to pay to reach your own audience that you built.
Yeah.
Which
they let you build it. They let you build it, and you're like, ooh, this is cool. And then it's just slowly just go.
Yeah, because you have, 1.3, right? Still?
1.3. And
1.3 million.
I mean, Pete could outsell me.
Yeah.
Which is
easily.
No, but that's sad.
Yeah, it is.
You
should see my Facebook.
You just need to put fake news.
No, if you don't post, if you
like,
look at the top 10 Facebook news, if you're not posting Sean Hannity or Ben
I
Shapiro,
share MAGA on Facebook only. Let's see what happens.
Facebook MAGA drama.
Yeah, I could have 10 million followers. But yeah, it's insane. And that's why I sort of and here's what happened to me, which I have to imagine happens to a lot of people. Yes, there are people, of course, even Young and Reckless does it, and we all do it for our businesses. We spend a lot of money on those platforms. But for me, as an example, I just pretty much stopped using Instagram. It just killed my, why even bother?
Yeah.
Because everything I was doing, as I was doing more, it felt like it was getting less engagement as opposed to the opposite.
Yeah, Instagram feels like Facebook did 8 years ago.
Yeah.
Instagram now, for me, I'll tell you how I treat it. I don't think it is going to be the tool for me personally that I thought it was going to be a few years ago, where I'm going to be able to drive an enormous amount of sales. To me, it's it's almost like going back to what I did 10 years ago when it first started or whenever, which is just post my family, friends, just the good times, whatever.
I'm going to make it a Finsta.
I derive value from Instagram stories, zero from the feed.
And the problem is I don't even get served my friend's feed. So I'll run into people, I'm like, oh, I got married. I'm like, really? I didn't even see it. And then I go, look, I didn't even get served the post.
That's what's crazy. And for all intents and purposes, you're a normal guy following normal people. You're not fucking massive influencer trying to get in. So you're telling me that a normal person just using Instagram can't even enjoy the basic purpose of what it's there for? Because you're trying to finesse you into buying ads or something?
Yeah, exactly.
What the fuck? Someone has to turn on their post notifications
just to find out if
Dee went for a run today?
Yeah, exactly.
Jesus.
It's nuts. I was talking to Eric Deluxe about it too, because he was saying he, for example, took his music, he was on IG Live, and between copyright issues and just connectivity and just lack of engagement, he went to Twitch, and I watched him on Twitch the other night. It is popping.
Yeah.
He's first of all, the sound, the connection's a million times better. The engagement's so much better. Everyone's chatting, talking, and then you can even leave the app and go to another app and still hear the music.
Oh, that's great.
So I was he's why am I sitting here wasting my time on this platform? No matter what your niche is, you're leaving a Facebook property.
The sad thing is, what's going to happen.
Still only work though.
Yeah, and the sad thing is, in 5-6 years, maybe shorter, the pace we're going, all the cool stuff is going to be on Twitch, Discord, TikTok, all these different platforms, and we're just going to start consuming Sean Hannity content on Instagram.
Yeah. We're just going to accidentally, we're going to become our parents.
Yeah, I'm going to be in Tulsa in the next election.
Totally. You're like, everyone's doing this, right?
Black Wall Street, what's that?
Oh my God. I also just think at its most basic form, there's something about when you put down, I think Instagram's just getting kind of bland.
Yeah.
When you put down Facebook or any of those products, you feel kind of icky. TikTok is fun as shit.
Yeah.
Like I see why people get lost. Even when you have like these shitty like TikTok financial advisors or, the hustler crowd, or like it has to be presented in like this fun way.
Yeah.
It's not all like uptight like how Instagram has become.
Instagram became very contrived, very fake. You spent all this time editing, looking a certain way. TikTok is like OG social media, which is just raw.
Yeah.
Like people in their shitty
Yeah, it's like when you look
taking their
at,
shitty
if you go
videos.
back to any of our profiles from 10 years ago,
Yeah.
we post like a piece of pizza.
Totally.
And like, oh, I just had pizza.
With like a
who-
crazy filter on it.
Yeah,
and, like a
8
border.
years ago, margarita.
Polaroid
9 years ago,
border.
margarita.
Yeah.
7 years ago, margarita.
Totally.
My first like 10 pics are just alcohol and food.
I wonder what China thinks looking at, because China obviously clear as day is looking at right now our platform and all these kids organically fucked up the president of the United States' rally, made it a joke, like they have to be like,
Yeah.
what are you,
We're doing
Brother Xi.
what do we do?
Yeah.
with
Yeah,
this?
he's
You
going
know?
to figure this out.
Yeah.
Well, watch all of a sudden it's going to go the other way, and they're going to have all
Yeah.
this like vote for Donald Trump TikToks.
True. Yeah, that could happen too. There is a huge Trump 2020 like segment of TikTok. That's
Like,
really
make no
interesting.
mistake about it, China wants Trump to win
Yeah.
because he will not enforce any of the human rights issues that the rest of the world cares about.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. Okay. What's going on? You guys have to explain this to me. What's going on with the Attorney General and this New York Trump appointed a prosecutor and now he's fired because he went after Trump? This feels like an episode of Billions.
It is literally an episode of Billions. So if you watch the show Billions, Chuck Rhodes, who's the head of the Southern District of New York City,
Which, for context, it's the Navy SEALs of like
attorneys.
Prosecutors.
like prosecutors.
Got it.
Like if you're the Southern District of New York, you're a badass
Because you're going after financial
You're
crimes.
going after guys that have billions of dollars that technically are always above the law.
Yeah.
So it's like storming like a war scene and like I'm gonna take over the bad guy.
Got it. So when Trump came in, he got that guy out on some like,
Yeah,
let
he
me protect my homies.
pretty much.
Or
He's
that
like the
guy's probably
original-
looked into his shit before and he's like, fuck you.
That guy was very aggressive, Preet Bharara, Indian dude, very aggressive in prosecuting Wall Street folks.
Yep.
And obviously Trump is very close to a lot of Wall Street folks. So I think it was one of like the first things he did was
first
got rid
day.
of him.
Like first day he got rid
got
of
rid of him.
Yeah.
Yep.
So then this new attorney was a Trump appointee.
Got it.
And then he started investigating because, he's doing his job. Not everyone's as soulless as like Mitch McConnell and Marco Rubio and all these guys that just turned the other way. He actually started investigating a lot of affiliates of Trump's and, different financial crimes that he's committed. And the attorney general announced that he resigned. And Berman said, no, I didn't resign. Next day later, Trump fires him.
So Jeffrey Berman was the New York Southern District Attorney. Attorney General of the country is William Barr. And there is some crazy drama going on because Trump's denying that he fired him. He's saying that I didn't do it. That's his job. This guy's saying the president asked him. Then other people are saying he resigned. It is fucked. It's
Is
a
this all
disaster.
playing out like on Twitter?
I mean, I think just news
got it.
in general, but it all happened in the last like 48 hours. And it's kind of like, so Jeffrey Berman in New York City was going after Trump and a lot of his homies. So I think that scared Trump. It's crazy. Even the attorney general, like I understand if you're like Mitch McConnell or just some other schmuck, congressperson.
Yeah.
But like the attorney general, lawyer, you might have.
You signed some oaths.
Yeah, somehow. Yeah.
Put your hand on a Bible somewhere.
Yeah,
along the
Quaker
process.
oath probably. But I mean, the problem is that Trump has such a stronghold over all these people. They're so afraid to stand up to him. So this guy is gone, and I mean, we're just gonna get a shitty tell-all book now.
Yep. And here's
Add
the
it to the
problem.
list, yeah.
Here's the problem. This is the corruption that actually matters. He distracts the media with the tweets and the racism and the looting and shooters when this is going on in front of our eyes and no one cares.
Yeah.
This is actually actually controlling government. This is true corruption. This is as bad as it
Dictatorship.
gets. Yes.
And he's talking about walking down a damn ramp.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so
everyone's
no
like,
one,
"Oh."
and so like, sure, you'll have like, you know, New York Times and Washington Post talk about this, but CNN will spend like an hour and then get back to the debt track.
Yeah.
What we really need to do, I mean, this is actually a good idea for group chat. We need to literally do our topics in 15-second, like do skits
Yeah, like
of
complex news type
Donald
things.
Trump, like stick figure coming and like slapping Jeffrey Berman to fire him.
Yeah.
Then William Barr coming in. And
Yeah.
in 15-second, we explain to you what just happened. Because here's the problem is that your average news viewer and newspaper reader, they're just going to glance over this because they don't understand how big of a deal. It's just because, I mean, maybe because it's not sexy, right?
And it's so
not.
hard to give a shit.
Yeah.
It's like, I'll give you an example. I enjoy what I get out of reading. I know everyone knows that. I know I fucking talk about it way
Yeah.
too much, right? I enjoy it. That being said, even though I know I enjoy it, it's so hard for me not to just grab my phone and go back to TikTok, right?
Yeah.
And I'll take breaks and go back to TikTok. The point is, no matter how much you think you care about what's going on in the country, there's so much other shit to pay attention to. Like, how do you expect anyone, where do you even find this information other than group chat, you know, and melrosestreetjournal.com, like and subscribe, follow our newsletter. But like, really, there's no one like, no matter how much you do care, it's so hard to even, when the next, all you gotta do is wait 10 more minutes and we're tracking deaths and we got riots and protests and.
Well, yeah, because I watched, I was looking for the Tulsa stuff and I go on CNN. This is a great example. America in crisis. So I was like, okay, what's the crisis?
Yeah, what are you gonna do? Skip past that?
Yeah, America in crisis sounds like something just happened.
Yeah.
All it is just like a few protesters here, a couple more COVID cases, and it's like America's in
And Don Lemon.
But there's 20
giving-
minutes of your day.
Yeah.
You know, that just got you off of William Barr.
Yeah, exactly.
You
And I watched for a solid hour. They didn't mention William Barr once.
Yeah.
And those are the stories that actually matter, that actually change. This is the systemic problems.
Yeah.
And corporate crimes is the William Barr Berman situation.
Yeah.
This is how powerful and rich people stay powerful and rich while violating the law.
The only good news is, I would imagine if you rewind 20 years, no one ever even, like there was so much going on that no one ever even thought about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
Like
know.
at least our access to it exists.
The corruption's so high that we are distracted by the buffoonery of his tweets and his speeches. In the Tulsa rally, I don't know if you guys caught this clip. He's talking about law and order, and then he's describing a crime scene. Okay, and he goes, "I've used the word before, so let's just call this person an hombre." So this hombre, and then he describes a crime scene.
Yeah.
What crime scene?
No, he's trying to say like if this hombre caused this, and then these people wanted to fund the police, that hombre is going to get off. But why is he calling him an hombre?
Because he's insinuating he's.
He also said
Mexican
Kung
person.
Flu. This fucking idiot had a press conference and said, "Who was saying Kung Flu in my administration? I don't know. Where did it come from? Tell me."
Yeah.
Really handled it well.
Yeah.
And then fucking outed himself. Not only outed himself, he said, has many names, Kung Flu. And then said, when you test more, you get more cases.
So we have to.
So I told my team to stop testing. Which is like, you realize what you just admitted to, you idiot.
Oh my God.
The best scene of the whole thing. So there's reports from insiders in the White House. He was furious at the crowd. So any MAGA person that's trying to tell you that it was a great turnout, we got false.
Yeah.
He was furious. He's walking off Air Force One back in DC, tie off, just looks disheveled. Like he probably was in there screaming at people.
Yeah.
Like, how did you guys embarrass me like this?
For sure.
There's photos of that?
There's a video of him walking off Air Force One, his ties around his neck, like leaving a wedding, like when you're blacked out drunk.
Maybe he had his first cocktail.
Oh my God. He probably just
He
hopped
looked
up
like
on
at the end of
McDonald's.
like one of our weddings, the ties are off, the suits are little.
Damn. Yeah, it looked brutal. It looks brutal. I will say his crowd feels to me a lot more like dark when there's not a lot of them.
Yeah.
You know, like when there's
it
a lot,
gets
it's like, okay,
scary.
I get it. Like people are kind of buying into this false thing. Whereas like when it's just like the people left and they're still showing up and Donnie's got us, it's like, ooh.
I think the real issue, obviously, like I still think it's a 50-50 race either way. The real issue is Biden doesn't elicit the same hatred that Hillary did.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's going to fire up the base as much. Like, people just hated the Clintons, hated Hillary. People may think Biden's a joke, but they don't hate him.
Yeah, they don't care.
Yeah.
They're like, whatever, he's sleepy.
Even when he posts, even when he posted that photo of like Biden speaking and then like the social distance, it looked like the Dave Chappelle show. I just don't think anyone cares.
Yeah.
I think they're just like, whatever.
Who cares? But if you post Hillary, because there was some reporter that was reporting that if you went through Tulsa, there wasn't anti-Biden merch, but there was tons of anti-Hillary merch. Because no one really gives a shit about Biden, but they're still holding on to Hillary.
That's amazing.
Jesus. Okay. Looks like a good spot for an ad. Pete, take us away.
All right. All right, guys, welcome back to the ad portion of the podcast. Today, I am bringing you Hassel Cattle Company. You heard them on with Ballin' before. They are the Wagyu beef company out of Texas. I actually got sent the box this week. Some of you may have seen it on our stories. I got to try out a multitude of their steaks. I got to try out a number of their steaks, including some of their bratwurst that they had, and then ground beef as well. That's mixed in with the Wagyu. Really tasty, really delicious, guys. If you're looking for a great gift for somebody in your life, or you're just interested in some really, really, really great meat, we have a code for you. Code group chat over at HassleCattleCompany.com. Go ahead and get your box, and you get 20% off with the code group chat. Take my word for it. It was absolutely delicious. Cut like butter, perfect medium rare. I could have ate like 9,000 of them, but they only delivered me so many. Guys, enjoy. Go try it out if you can. Let's get back into the episode.
Okay, we're back. Did you come in with the accent because it's a cattle, because it's called Cattle Company?
Not really, but it's funny that it did happen that way.
Cool. Okay, well, good
Is
job.
that racist?
I know.
I think that's anti-cowboy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Anti-Southern white culture. I mean, listen, no one's speaking for them right now, and I'm not going to be the one to do it either.
Amanda ordered some meat. I saw it showed up.
Really?
I was like,
Are you guys making it?
I was like, did you comp? Did you get comped? Did we pay for this?
Did she just order it? Oh my
She
God.
ordered it, used the code.
wow.
I can't wait to
Big
try it.
supporter.
I wonder if mine made it yet. It looked. You guys cooked it.
Yeah, cooked it all.
It looks really good.
Really good.
I gotta say, you're pretty good. I hate to say this.
Yeah, I know.
I've done enough complimenting for the
You know
month.
what?
Oh,
You were
more?
taking the compliment?
Yeah.
You don't
You
even
didn't
know
know
what
what the compliment was.
Oh,
You're
I
like,
know where it's
no.
going, but yeah.
It's true. I should have. Damn it. Could have taken advantage of that. You're pretty good. Like you had a nice, well-rounded, medium rare texture. There was that you?
Was me.
I feel like that meat just cooks itself.
it is.
Yeah.
I
It's
think
really
that's
not
what
that
it is.
hard.
Yeah.
That's good meat. I feel like.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Either way, that was
But
a great
appreciate
ad.
it. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
The ads worked. You got Amanda.
Yeah. That's
Got a couple
true.
others. We got a bunch of people messaging in about it too, ordering
Yeah.
away. So
Okay.
good stuff.
All right.
Wagyu.
Hopefully, I'll try mine today. Okay. Can we talk about sports? Mm-hmm. So what's going on? Okay. So this is what I've seen. I'm not the sports part of the podcast, but this is just what I've seen. I've seen everyone's wearing a fucking ring of some sort that tracks your temperature and your heart rate or whatever. So that's a thing. And of course, there's a whole thing about that. Like, they're tracking everyone. Pretty soon we're all going to be wearing these rings. We're going to be vaccinated and have these rings. But also, all these places that opened up and had these large gatherings, the virus is creeping back up. I know the athletes are kind of concerned or annoyed about the setup in the arena or whatever down at Disney. What do you think? I mean, do you think this thing still happens on time?
Look, so here's the thing. I talked to a basketball agent last week, and he was saying how not so thrilled a lot of the NBA players are because essentially these people in the bubble are being locked down, like the players, the coaches, and I think one significant other can come.
No.
Like after a week.
No. You
None?
get to the bubble July 7th. There are no spouses, kids, wives, girlfriends allowed for 2 months until the conference semifinals.
Oh, wow. I thought it was after like a
No,
week.
60 days.
Wow.
You're not allowed to have a guest in the bubble.
Yeah.
That's like, so you're on house arrest with
Yes.
your team.
So what I don't understand.
This is NBA for everyone. It's the Orlando bubble that they're trying to start July 31 playing games.
Why
The
don't they
teams-
just let them bring their families, their girlfriends, who cares, and just test everybody and say, everyone, just take over 14 hotels and say, this is your city.
Yeah, I think the issue is the more people you bring, the more likely you have a break in the bubble.
Yeah.
The thing about any bubble, whether it's your own quarantine or any quarantine, the moment you leave your quarantine, you're exposed.
Yeah.
So the way the virus clearly works is it's somewhat contained when everyone's on lockdown and not seeing anyone. The moment you start seeing people, you're exposed.
Yeah.
And the degree of exposure is based on how many people you interact with and how many places you go. And this
But why can't you lock down with the wifey?
Yeah.
Bring the wife, bring the kid.
Yeah, wife and kids got to come. That's not
Bring
fair.
the side piece
I
even.
wouldn't play. Yeah. You're allowed to bring 2 girlfriends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as they stay secluded. They have the ring on too.
Yeah, everyone. I mean, here's the
But
thing.
here's the thing: these guys aren't prisoners.
Yeah.
This is going to be such a disaster. So I was super bullish on the NBA, and I was so excited. Like maybe LeBron brings a title home to us, and we're gonna all get a cheer in October, and like boom, this is awesome.
Yeah.
And now I'm just thinking about the way the bubble is constructed, and then you look at what's going on around the country. So the Philadelphia Phillies baseball team had some workouts.
Blue Jays too.
5 players tested positive, shut it down. Blue Jays, players tested positive, shut it down. Clemson, University of Clemson, one of the most elite football teams in college
23.
football. 23 of 85 players
They didn't
tested
shut it down,
positive. No, keep it running. You can't-
Going.
Clemson's not shutting anything down.
Oh
and,
my God.
and the NBA is clearly the most progressive of all the leagues. They're the first to shut down. They're the only reason the U.S. took Corona seriously.
Yeah.
The NBA is shutting down. So we're going to send these guys to the bubble. Think about it like logically. You have a bunch of multi-millionaire 25-year-old guys. Rich as hell. They're 25, average age. I know everyone's like 21 to 38, whatever. Average age 25, 26. A bunch of rich dudes. You're telling them no girls, no families,
No
no
dinners.
hangouts. Like it's not going to work.
It's not going to work.
Not with those. And here's the thing.
You can't tell a poor 25-year-old to quarantine.
I mean, Pete.
Fuck no.
He literally a poor 24-year-old.
If you gave me $23 million, fuck, if you'd ever see me hitting
no
again.
chance, man. There's no way.
What I don't understand is why don't when you walked into the Tulsa rally,
Yeah.
you signed your life away essentially. And said like, if you get it, that's your problem, right?
Yep.
They should just do that with the players and say you get tested every single day. And if we check your temperature, we test you every single day. Look, they don't need to be hitting nightclubs, but they gotta have their family, friends, like, just even basic shit to be around. Otherwise, no one's gonna want to go play. Like, if LeBron can't, like, his kids and family, or like, think about all those players who have families, whose families live with them. That's insane.
And like LeBron has a team that manages him from his nutrition to his fitness.
I
to
have a
his,
feeling they're going to be allowed.
Yeah, they're all in the bubble. LeBron's bubble is going to be like 24,000 square feet.
I have a feeling.
They're just going to give him Epcot Center
I
and
have a
say,
feeling
this is for
Savannah
you
will make it
guys.
down there too. Bronny.
Bronny,
it's just not. So it's either. So I actually think if you kind of think outside the box,
outside the bubble.
you
More,
have a
yeah.
bunch of elite athletes that are in their 20s and early 30s. The chances of them dying are negligible.
Yeah.
Right? There is an argument to be made. Just fucking play. If you get it, play like you have the flu. If other people get it, they're not going to die. Like the same way, like the flu game, Michael Jordan, he was playing with. I know it was
season.
ultimately like
we should have a
pizza.
flu season where everyone has it, and you just let's see what you got.
No, but there's all these heroic stories in sports where sick players show up and play and score 35 points and win the game, but they were playing with a transmissible disease, and we didn't stop them.
That's true. But what about, like, I just wonder about.
Didn't they let Magic play with HIV?
He did.
Yeah.
And then there was a lot of backlash, so he quit.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to. We just turn up the heat a little bit. Let's see how you all do with Corona. But I wonder about, like, coaches and.
That's the issue, because they could die.
They could.
Those coaches aren't that healthy.
And I've also heard that I heard something about the staff is not in this, doesn't have the same restriction.
The Disney staff.
No, the Disney staff, that's the issue, right? You have all these employees of Disney. You can't trap them in a bubble for 2 to 3 months. Who's going to live in a bubble for minimum wage?
But so that breaks your whole thing.
Exactly.
So
that's my whole point. The bubble doesn't even work. And you're telling me you have 22 teams, average of 12 to 13 players, 3 guys on each team are going to break rules and bring girls in and do this.
No way. That's going to be like summer camp when you're sneaking girls in the dorm or whatever.
You pay off the guard.
Yeah.
Yeah, you kidding?
Yeah,
Like
here's
an
50
NBA
grand.
Star.
Kendall's coming in right now.
Yeah.
Kendall Jenner, let her in.
Yeah, you know her, right? Yeah? Okay.
It's
Move, step aside.
I think it's going to be a complete, utter disaster.
Yeah.
I don't even know if they're going to get to the bubble at this point.
I think they'll change the rules and they'll make it happen.
Yes, but when the outbreaks happen, like we know the virus, these guys are going to be sweating on each other in close counters. Like the virus is going to spread. And I'm not trying to be this Corona bro, like cancel the season. I'm just saying it's going to happen. What are you going to do when it happens?
I think it's getting canceled.
So like how pathetic would it be if we're in round 2, LeBron gets it or Giannis gets it and he quarantines for 14 days and
Then
the team
some
loses.
fluke team can win. That'd be fun for gambling.
That would.
Yeah.
Big X factor.
Yeah. We don't know if Anthony Davis is playing in the finals. Looks like he went out last night.
Looks like
Got corona.
Giannis has a strong immune system. I'm betting on them. I don't. We'll see. I just feel like they'll cancel it. I feel like it's too hard to manage. All it takes is one thing, or realistically, if one player gets it leading up to it or something like that, then it's not fair. Then they're gonna cancel.
The other issue is it's happening in a state like Florida, which isn't taking it to severity level that needs to be.
Yeah, so the Disney employee is going from the bubble, which is like pure hygiene,
to the Wild West.
Exactly. To the bars of Orlando.
I mean,
and how do they get food? Like you're telling me all this, it has to be like the president, like everything's checked and wiped down, and here, LeBron, here's your
think how many. The problem is think how many players. So how many teams are in the playoffs?
So there's 22 teams invited to the bubble,
and then
the playoffs will be 16. Right?
That's and what times call it 25 per team.
Each team gets 35
spots.
Coaches, players.
Dude, that's
something like that.
That's a lot of people.
That's like 500-600 people.
There's no way.
That's rough. I don't think so. I just think like we're headed. It feels to me like we're headed in this weird direction where we've completely just sort of said fuck it to Corona. I mean, I was out this week. I'm sure you guys were too. Looked like complete normal times.
Yeah.
Where'd
you go?
Traffic's back. I went back to the mall to continue to
You're
look
a big
at more
retail
Teslas.
guy.
Yeah,
You're like contrary to our entire podcast that retail.
I am a Florida man.
Where'd you go to Bed Bath and Body Works?
But the mall was popping.
Which mall?
Way different. The Sherman Oaks Fashion Square or whatever. Popping, and then just driving there. I forget where else did we go? I think we went through In and Out or something. But I'm just saying, like every restaurant, people
Outside,
everywhere, every people walking down the street, traffic feels normal. My point is, but at the same time, you're seeing directly numbers go up in these places. It's obviously far from going away. Like what happened? Like what do you do? No one's going to be able to take like another full lockdown.
No,
you're just going to let it run through the...
Yeah, maybe NBA is so progressive and said, fuck it. Let's just see what happens.
But I mean, the rest of us...
It's a big science experiment.
Because here's the thing...
At least with rich guys.
Yeah,
let them play.
But my guess
they're
is...
strong, healthy. Try it with them.
What percentage of NBA players would say, I will erase liability off the NBA? Do you think it's 100%, 90%?
I don't think it's that high.
Because think about those guys would still be able to get paid.
Yeah, because most of the guys have been paid 90% of their salary already.
So
it's only people who are looking for legacy, like a Chris Paul, LeBron, Westbrook, Harden.
They're going to say, I got to
play. If the top 10 guys want to play because they want to win a title.
Yeah. Why don't we do something like that? Do like a 2-on-2.
Yeah. That'd be kind of hot.
And the Lakers are all playing in Bel Air. Have you heard the stories?
No.
Who's the guy? Belinsky tweeted it. Started LA Gear.
Steven Jackson.
Yes, he's got a replica of Staples Center in his house in Bel Air, and that's where the Lakers have been playing during quarantine.
Oh my god,
that's so dope.
Oh my god,
because they're like,
just play at his house, play at Steven's house. Everyone rent a neighborhood in Bel Air.
Yeah,
do it like that place you went in
Yellowstone Club.
Do it like Yellowstone Club.
Yeah,
you got a test to get in the gates. Play at Steven's house.
What they should do is like get like a Yellowstone Club property, build a stadium.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should not do it in a city. They should have done this in the middle of nowhere.
And then let everyone bring their families, quarantine the staff, and let everyone bring their families and friends. Each person gets to bring 5 people. 2,000 people.
And here's actually what's funny is that
fun.
The NBA announced that they're not testing for weed during the bubble, where they traditionally do. So the weed man's allowed in the bubble? How are these guys getting weed?
So
you
there's
bring it
no
up?
rules. But why now you're not testing for weed? Are you going to go back to it next year?
Why are you
When
testing
you're going
for
to tell
weed?
them they can travel trans-state with weed for the bubble? How much weed is that for 2 months?
2 months. That's a shit ton of weed.
Yeah.
That's like, oh, why do you have 17 suitcases?
In Florida, is medical marijuana legal?
No chance.
Yeah, I wonder-
I have
What's
no
funny
idea.
is I would
I'm
oddly
joking.
think medical has to be, but
Medical.
recreational, I'm not sure.
Okay, definitely not recreational.
Yeah.
If it was anything, it was medical. I don't know the state.
So
law.
like everyone gets a weed guy too?
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
they give you a drug dealer.
But why are you not? Why number one? Why are you testing for weed in the first place? Why are you not during this? And then are you going to go back to it next year? This
Yeah.
is so fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And why aren't you testing? Because you just want to keep it real and know that everyone's been smoking a shit ton of weed this whole time.
Yeah,
Okay.
weed doesn't enhance your performance.
Not
it decreases
at all.
your performance.
That's just
No,
like
yeah.
old school rules.
Medical.
They do have medical.
Medical, and then it's decriminalized.
Okay, well there you go.
Okay.
So the weed guy can get in the bubble.
Weed
Yeah.
goes in the bubble. Test him. Lock him in. I don't know where he re-ups on new weed.
Yeah, he just got to burn like
He
10,000 pounds.
brings some seeds and then grow a light and like, all right, in the hotel room, growing the new weed. Okay, let's talk about Gucci. Gucci, what's funny is Gucci had like, I feel like Gucci maybe got their like racist problems out of the way early.
Early, yeah.
Because now everyone's like going in on every company who's ever done anything racist, and I don't hear much talking about Gucci, but Gucci was just getting bashed before. So anyway, that being said, they've still, it looks like they've added some new people to their board.
Yep.
Or Kering has, who is the owner of Gucci. But you think, is this an attempt to sort of broaden the board?
Yeah, I mean, they brought on Emma Watson, the actress, 30-year-old, who's very active in many causes.
Isn't it crazy that name has been in our lives for so long and she's only 30?
Emma Watson is
Harry Potter.
Okay.
And then they brought on the former CEO of Credit Suisse, who's black, and he quit because of some scandal issues the company had. He didn't want anything to do with it. He also used to run Prudential, the insurance company. So like they went and got to he's going to chair the Kering Audit Committee. Emma Watson's this progressive woman.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
pretty.
the president of Didi, the Uber in China, a woman. She's Chinese woman. She's going to be on the board too.
Like they actually went and got an actual diverse board. When you go look at like a Facebook board or, you know, like even the tech companies who we think are progressive.
No, the Silicon Valley is progressive on Twitter, not in action. Let's be really clear.
Yeah, they don't do anything.
No. They just like to tweet when
Come
progressive
on.
stuff are cool
Yeah.
tweet.
Get a good hashtag.
Look at their senior executives. Look at the top engineering posts.
Look at all the partners in any fund.
Yeah.
It's
Come
all
on,
the
give
same.
me a break.
And so
They look like this podcast.
That's true.
This is the diversity.
yeah, we got two Indians. But I mean, good job for Kering to do that because I think these are like publicly big changes. And they got someone young. Emma Watson, 30. Boards are all filled with old, stuffy white people.
Yeah. No, that's
They're
cool.
always like 60, 70, 80-year-old people.
It's just a disadvantage because that's not who you're trying to convince.
No.
The 60-year-old already is buying Gucci, or they weren't ever.
Yeah.
You're not convincing them in a new way.
I think it's a really progressive move. I actually liken it to I think it's going to be as big of a move when Virgil went to Louis Vuitton. Emma Watson being on a board, like she's a smart young woman, to be on a powerful board is going to change. I think boards. It looks like, you know, despite for all the downfalls of like a lot of racial tension in Europe, their companies are always a little more progressive in the way they think about things.
Yeah.
You know, bringing on diversity and different. You know, I'm sure they have their issues there too, but I think it's a big move to even. And she's, I don't know. I think when I saw her name on there, I was like, oh, that's dope.
Yeah, that's cool.
Because it's not the same.
and the president of Didi. That's
yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
Chinese woman who's incredible, like CEO or president.
I mean, they know everyone buying Gucci's in China.
Yeah.
You know, Chinese people love Harry Potter too.
Oh yeah. Isn't Harry Potter World in Orlando?
Really?
Maybe Emmy Watson could figure out the bubble.
Quite good.
She was like, "Yeah, I'm not going."
I'll tell you what there isn't in that bubble: women.
Yeah.
Anywhere. What Virgil didn't really like do any, like he's been kind of quiet, right? Since he got two Virgil.
He got two Virgil. He kept quiet.
Okay, and then my other one that I wanted to check in on was I'm blanking, but the baby activist, the 14-year-old girl.
Greta.
Greta.
I haven't really heard much from Greta.
This isn't her.
She should have pivoted. You got to pivot.
Maybe she's an all lives matter type of person.
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh.
She is. She's talking about climate change for everyone. This isn't for everyone.
This isn't about everyone right now, Greta.
But she's pretty uncomfortable on that topic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just saying. She got kind of overshadowed. I think you gotta learn how to pivot because no one's talking about Greta.
Poor Greta.
Poor Greta.
Also, minor note because this is before our last two topics. Did you guys see that Chris D'Elia is getting canceled?
I just saw Chris D'Elia canceled, but I don't know why.
And then Anand said Joe Rogan's. They're trying to take him down.
They're trying to take Joe Rogan down. Jimmy Kimmel had to step away.
Jimmy Kimmel had a pretty bad blackface.
Yeah. He had a black body.
He had black body, black voice.
Yes.
He tried to speak like a basketball player, black person, I guess. I mean, I missed the reference because he was talking like I think it was Karl Malone or something.
Yeah.
But sheesh.
Yeah.
But anyway, then Chris D'Elia apparently hit on underage girls on DM. Mm-hmm. Didn't hook up with them or anything, but hit on them, which is can't do it. And then Joe Rogan's always toeing the line.
Yeah.
You know?
Joe Rogan, everything from masks are for bitches.
Pussies,
yeah.
And then
laughing at a comedian saying that people have to suck his dick to get on the Comedy Store.
But this was 2011.
Yeah, 2011.
That's a different era. Like, are we going to cancel Eminem?
Wait, why
I mean, if you read Eminem,
Yeah, you would have
listen to
cancel
Eminem,
him.
you'd have to cancel him. Or Dr. Dre, or think about the words that were coming out of rappers' mouth.
I agree, but here's the tough part. You're the same guy that said we should
tear everything down.
But I'm also down if people accept, apologize. And
So you're
move
down
forward.
either way.
Yeah.
Whichever way we go, you're just.
You know, my point is, if Joe Rogan came out and said, "Yeah, that was a different era. It was incorrect of me to say," and I've
No, he
grown
didn't
up.
say anything. He was just laughing. Let's be clear.
Yeah, he just laughed at the joke.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
Masks
how
are
can you
for
cancel
pussies.
someone from laughing at a joke?
I agree.
We laugh at the most ridiculous things.
I'm not supporting Joe Rogan to be canceled. I'm just saying
Yeah.
he's part of the people getting canceled.
Yeah, I feel like cancel culture felt like it took a little bit of a simmering, but this is
on another level. Yeah.
and
But
I don't
think
like that. I think it's not good to take away from actionable Eight can't wait and here's real things and instead we're gonna try to cancel Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Who the fuck cares right now?
Yeah.
But it is cancel season again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Joe Rogan's too big.
Joe
to cancel.
Rogan
Yeah.
shouldn't be canceled. I don't think he says anything that outlandish. I listened sparingly just to kind of get what the craze is. He's generally not for me,
Yeah.
but that's fine.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be for me.
Plus, keep in mind, master for pussies, but he's testing everyone that comes into
Yes.
it. You know what I mean? He's not anti.
I have no issue with Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
What about Chris
Yeah.
D'Elia and underage girls?
And then Danny Masterson getting charged for rape.
Yeah.
He did.
Yes.
Arraigned for rape, 3 girls.
From 10 years ago. What do you think about that one?
Well, if you're getting arraigned, I mean.
No, but
There's an arraignment.
Yeah, I mean,
This is not a cancel culture.
Yeah,
That you're
if
going to
there's-
jail.
Yeah, if there's paperwork and handcuffs and stuff,
Yeah.
that's a different story.
Yeah.
This is Chris D'Elia one, and I'm not even a big Chris D'Elia fan, but his was some girl said that he was DMing her and said do you want to make out? And she was 16, and it seems from the story that when he realized she was 16, because he went to her, she gave him her Instagram profile. He went and she had a photo of her holding up a 1-6 for her birthday.
Oh my God.
And he went dark on her.
Yeah.
And they never met up or anything. But she's for years, I would just tell it as a funny story at parties. And then when I was 22, I realized I was being groomed.
Yeah.
And it was wrong.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man.
This is the problem with social media. Why can't you just say there's a badge for people over 18?
Yeah.
Wasn't
Badge over
Danny
people over
Masterson
20.
a DJ? I remember when I first got of age of going out, he was DJing.
Yeah,
I think it was
parties.
the mom jeans or
Yeah.
something like
Yeah,
that.
that was it. Damn,
He would
was
do all the
raping?
hot spots.
He got arraigned?
Yeah.
He got arrested.
That's a different thing.
Yeah.
This is no cancel culture.
No, I mean, that's jailed culture.
I didn't even know that. In all the cancel culture, I didn't see the real crime.
Yeah.
I think he's facing 45 years.
Jesus.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, we'll see how your mom jeans do in prison for sexual assault. It's not exactly why you want to be in there.
Yeah. Oh my God. I can't imagine.
Especially if you're famous.
Oh, I can't imagine.
You're going to be wearing somebody's girlfriend jeans. If you know what I
Yes,
mean? Pretty little Danny. Okay. So somebody's going to have a celebrity girlfriend in jail. Okay. Twitter. Twitter does voice tweets now.
So they announced the feature. I haven't been I haven't gotten it. Maybe I need to update it. But it's
I
voice.
don't like it. I think like if you're scrolling through and you're just reading, like, are you really gonna hit play and like,
I agree. I just think there's this big push for voice that really started with Alexa. Alexa owns voice in America, in the world, right? Amazon took such a huge bet on voice so early on. Think about it. They've sold like 100+ million or something of that damn device already in everyone's house.
Yep.
So voice is becoming this huge movement. And I feel like everybody was Sleepy Joe on voice except for Alexa. Google did it, but like Google just doesn't have the sales distribution that Alexa had. Alexa shoved Alexa down your throat. Black Friday, #1 bestseller, $9.99. Get the Alexa Echo or whatever it is. And so I think voice is very important. And I think like there's a way to integrate it. It's, to me, at this point, you're trying to figure out how you can integrate into Alexa. That's how I think about it. So is Twitter thinking, oh, if voice becomes important, can people just listen to tweets and not, you know, like maybe there's going to be a social media just like when you're not doing anything, there's just like, you know, people play like I listen to podcasts on my Sonos at home.
But can you imagine what a stream of your feed's voice notes would sound like? It'd be like whatever, like Donald Trump and then like Virgil and then Nick Sakai and then you'd be like, what the fuck?
All his racist stuff and curse words and
oh man.
No, but I think it's pretty clear that every big company is trying to figure out voice. So like Dee said, Amazon with Alexa, Apple's been trying to do it with Siri, Google's has their Google Voice.
Yeah.
And then now if you take it a step further, voice for social media still hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
So obviously you have a company like Clubhouse, which debate valuation or whatever, they're making noise in audio. Yeah. Like they had Oprah interviewing Shaka last night.
Oh, wow.
Which was like insane.
On Clubhouse?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
And
take that, Mark.
Yeah.
I didn't hear shit about what's going on. You're stupid little.
And then obviously WhatsApp voice notes are massive, even though to our hatred of them. Outside the US, WhatsApp voice notes dominate.
Yeah.
And audio for Twitter, like, and Spotify's obviously investing so much money in various types of audio. It's just the next phase, and every company's trying to figure out. Like, we're too fucking lazy. We can't type.
I agree.
It's just like,
just tell us what to do.
You can't read. You can't read 140 characters. Like, can you just fucking say it?
Yeah. So TikTok took us down from like watching a movie, like the entire movie industry is going to be over because you have to make a movie in 7 seconds.
Yes.
Beginning, middle, end. Crying.
Some do a good job. I realize it's getting harder for me to watch movies. Like, it has to be something I'm really excited about.
Yeah. Because you'll just jump up to the phone. That's the only benefit of a theater. It forces you to disconnect.
Totally. I agree. So, yeah, I agree. I just wonder. I guess I can't call it. For me, I think like, oh, the Twitter current platform is great, but I could be totally wrong. And I think that people might just want an easier experience.
Yeah. You just want to be walking around, people just shouting, go eat there. They have a good bagel there. Good guy's coffee there. Yeah. Just voice.
To me, it's the same as like how like you went from like TV to like vlogging, then from vlogging to TikTok videos. This is just like, it's like almost like a micro podcast. It's 10-second podcast.
Isn't it like we're going to get so lazy that there's going to be a weird dystopia? We're walking down Wilshire and when you walk by Jersey Mike's, there's not a sign. It's just a voice. Jersey Mike's.
Jersey sandwiches are here.
Yeah.
You like these. They're good.
Yeah. Come on in.
Just shouting at you.
Deals. I've noticed that I don't know why this keeps coming to my mind, but your business partner, Andres, is a big voice noter.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Anytime we're with him, he's like, give me... trim off 2 inches off the bottom and change it and then mail it to me when you're done.
Yeah, he'll send me voice notes. I haven't listened to most of them.
That's the problem. People send me voice notes and I don't think to click them and they're just in there and I'm like, I don't know whatever the message was. Okay. All right.
What do you got, Pete?
I just said I'd be really interested to see people like fighting on Twitter. Like people just screaming at each other.
That'd be good.
Yeah, instead of the capital letters and the this and that.
Can you imagine
versus Cardi B on voice note battle?
Screaming.
Trump tweeting whatever he does. It's just voice notes and the replies.
Oh my god!
Can you imagine if I want
spend
him
hours probably listening to those.
I want him on
Mr.
voice
Trump?
notes because I don't believe he's tweeting all day.
Yeah,
that's
I want to
true
hear his
too.
voice on every tweet.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? China.
He apparently
if he doesn't have to look at his words
and just say
before he presses send.
Can
you imagine
one less checkpoint?
140 less words.
Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. Next up, Robinhood. Mm-hmm. Robinhood put out a blog post regarding the suicide of one of their users. I guess I didn't realize until I read it that I knew that it was pretty directly correlated, his reason for suicide, to seeing this sort of glitch of a $700,000 negative balance. I didn't realize that he wrote that in the suicide note.
Yeah.
He directly said that's why. So Robinhood addressed it. And my only comment before because you guys will have a better take on it than me, is it sounds like, this is going to sound arrogant, it sounds like their response is exactly what we recommended last week, where they're saying like, maybe we'll have a new, barrier to entry for certain features. We'll offer more education, blah, blah, blah. So look, the whole thing is completely tragic, but at least what they wrote in that blog post seems pretty like dead on.
Yeah, I think they definitely are moving quickly, at least in recognizing that they were the problem. And so the three things they stuck out was eligibility. We are considering additional criteria and education for customers seeking level 3 option authorization to help ensure customers understand more sophisticated option trading. Number 2 are educational resources, giving together a bunch of content so people can understand how that works. Number 3, in the near term, a user interface, we're rolling out improvements to in-app messages and emails we send customers about their multi-leg option spread. So these are all the right steps. Now we have to see it. Yep. But these are the right steps. And they also donated $250,000 to the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. So, they may have a drop of moral
compass.
Compass in their system.
But they didn't admit that it was a glitch. Because I don't think you can get to a $750,000 loss unless you have
crazy margin.
You'd have to have I don't know what the rules are, but not 16,000.
Yeah,
that's what they said he was using.
Yeah, they said he had 16K.
Yeah, I don't know.
What a shame! Like
they're literally robbing the hood. That's what this company is doing.
That's gnarly. And also just like, look, what a shame that, because I don't know shit about stock trading, but I know that if I had 16,000 in there and it said 700, like my first instinct would be like, oh, well, weird glitch here.
Yeah.
But you're not 20.
But I'm saying to be able to play with fire there a little bit with no knowledge of maybe thinking, oh, there must be something wrong here. Let me, whatever. And to kill yourself is like, I don't know. It's just really dangerous, I guess, is what I'm reiterating.
Yeah.
That you can even see that's even possible for a 20-year-old to legitimately believe he's $700,000 in debt and not have some sort of warning that maybe you're seeing this wrong.
Yeah, I think Robinhood is going to have, the best thing going for Robinhood is the Fed is just pumping money. So stock market should not have a total collapse in the near-term future.
Because what happens when that really happens?
It'd be fucking
It'll
brutal.
destroy their platform.
But I'm just saying, think about all those kids. Think about all these kids that are going to read the numbers right one day.
Yeah.
And there's going to be a true negative balance.
Yeah, that 16K goes down to 4K.
That's why we need a nice transition into sports. And those kids will just take their
before the market crashes. Sports need to come back before the stock market crashes.
Just slowly.
Because then everyone will just take their money, go back to gambling. And gambling, we know. You bet, you lose.
Yeah.
I think we might need Davey Day Trader to step down.
Yeah.
That might be bad.
He's actually...
Did you guys see a Scrabble thing?
It was insane.
This guy fucking tried to call him out. He picked into a bag of Scrabble pieces, and just to show that all stocks go up, he drew out 4 letters and he put 200,000 on that stock out of a Scrabble bag.
Okay.
No, he just picked, and it was Raytheon, I think, was the company. He just picked RYTN, whatever the symbols were.
Some guy tried to call him out, and he's just like, "Fuck you, 200,000 on this one."
And probably will go up.
It's Friday. Let's see tomorrow.
It's so good. It was
That's dangerous.
He's on MSNBC or whatever it is.
CNBC, yeah.
CNBC saying
he's breaking securities laws every day.
Yeah.
No, that's illegal, what he's doing.
They don't care. So many people are breaking securities laws.
I know.
The president's breaking securities
laws. Well, guess what?
laws.
The New York Southern District is empty right now.
Yeah, exactly. And that's probably where Barstool would be prosecuted.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh. Okay. All right. We got a shout out?
Yeah, we've actually a written out shout out.
You actually know who we're talking to this
Yeah,
time?
I'd like Pete to really step up and read it. Who wrote that out?
So it's from Brandon Chammy,
Okay.
who's worked with us before.
But did Taylor write it? Who wrote it?
Brandon wrote it.
No. He wrote it,
Brandon wrote it.
not Taylor. Taylor has nothing to do with it.
Brandon wrote it.
Yeah.
Okay. It's very well written.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see if Pete could read it. We need a voice note. Brandon, you should have voice noted it to him.
Brooke Schwartzman.
Okay.
Her birthday is on May 22nd. From New Jersey, age 23. She just graduated from her year-long AmeriCorps program partnering with FEMA and has recently accepted her first full-time position at the New York City Mayor's Office as a FEMA liaison with aspirations to a career in policy.
Great.
Wow.
And she was recently converted into a group chat fan and really enjoys the proactive and intellectual conversation that you guys have.
We'll
Shout
stay
out
on
to-
our side.
Shout out to Brooke.
Yeah, I like that.
Just
Going into policy and trying to make a change.
Yeah.
I like
Don't
that.
forget who your friends are when you make it real high up.
Yeah,
there,
don't
you know?
have the Southern District come after these three guys.
Yeah. Make sure when you get to power,
You protect us at all costs.
yeah, you just, push our file away.
Group chat. I didn't
That's
see it.
good. Okay. Good stuff. That's it? Obviously no millennial word, right? Because Taylor's...
No.
Anyone have an update on Taylor's life?
It looks like it's spiraling out of control.
Is it? The
He's a
cat's
Texas
still
guy
alive?
now.
Is the cat still alive?
No, they give up the cat.
Hip the cat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is on behind closed doors. The cat was too unhealthy and they had to give it back up. He had it for like a day. It didn't
You
even last
got it
long.
from a gas station? He got it from a
Yeah.
gas station? Of course it's
Yeah.
unhealthy.
It like couldn't.
Kerosene.
Literally was like,
Been living off of kerosene and Doritos
Yeah.
for the last his whole life.
and he was just bringing that thing into his personal space and just letting it.
Taylor needs to come home.
Oh my god.
That's the,
How
I
long
know
has it been?
you're
It's been
listening.
a week and a half?
Come
Yeah.
home, Taylor.
Yeah.
I don't
It's
think
not
he
going to end
will.
well in this.
He likes it. He's got
Hashtag come home, Taylor.
come on. Dave.
Bring Taylor home.
I
Bring
watched
home
two.
my girls.
I watched two good movies over the weekend.
Tell us.
Wow. Airplane movie.
Always Be My Maybe. It's a rom-com.
I
with
saw that. It's
Ali Wong. Remember the comic Ali Wong?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember if I've seen that. I think I might have seen
It's a
that.
Netflix movie.
Netflix movie.
I think I might have seen that.
Hysterical. Really enjoyed
Did
it.
you end up watching King of whatever?
Staten Island? No, when I saw it was 1999, I just skipped right over.
It's that much.
Yes.
It's a
'Cause
buy only thing?
Yeah.
Ugh.
You ain't get me $20 to watch a movie about Staten Island.
That's such a joke. We got to get straight to... First thing was straight to streaming. We got to go straight to rentals.
Yeah,
Enough
come
of
on.
these fucking...
20. It's like
That's a
I
robbery.
already spent like 170 on my 1942. I don't really want to spend another 20 bucks on the movie.
And I would rather you up the rental price like $2 for the first month.
Yeah,
You know? Do something like that.
yeah. 1999 is rental too. I think I don't even think you own it for
Are
1999.
you kidding?
Rent it.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
Amazon Prime is sticking me for $3.99 a night because I'm just like going
Renting
there.
your-
I'm renting movies
Oh.
because
$3.99 is reasonable.
it's the largest database of all the platforms. So if you're just like, I
What
want to
about
watch
iTunes?
X movie, Amazon Prime's better.
really.
Really?
You can find anything.
Wow. But that's fine. $3.99, you'll do that.
I
Why
would
would
do
you rather
$3.99
take
all
the
day.
$3.99 7 times than someone?
Yeah, because I would normally be
$19.99?
going to the movie theaters. and getting-
$70.
Yes.
Then I
Taxed.
watched a really interesting movie called Bad Education. The billboards were all around the house, and I never really went. I never saw it, and I found it on HBO last night. It's a crazy story. It's about a high school in Long Island called Roslyn, which I actually know someone that went there.
It's a documentary?
It's like Hugh Jackman is the star.
Got it.
And it's about this corrupt superintendent and his right-hand woman and how they stole like $11 million from the school district. And this guy is like fucking a former student. I
But
mean,
based
it's-
on a true story?
it's based on a true story.
Oh, wow.
And this young girl who was a 15-year-old like student newspaper girl is the one that broke the story. She's the one that figured it out. Like a 15-year-old girl figured
Wow.
it out and brought down all these people.
So that one's good.
That one's unbelievable. They both, I mean, I liked the Ali Wong one. I thought it was hysterical.
It's a good movie.
I think she's hysterical. So,
Yeah, that's good. Okay. Yeah, that Bad Education one seems right up my alley.
yeah, it's really good. It's weird.
Okay. All right.
I watched This Is 40. Highly recommend it.
Great movie.
I mean,
So
the first
good.
time you've seen it?
First time last
Really?
week. Yeah.
You've never seen This Is 40?
It's so funny.
I
Have you
really
seen
think-
the whole series of Paul Rudd films? with Judd Apatow?
I've seen some. I know they're gold.
That should be your next dive.
Every Judd Apatow.
Judd Apatow, Paul Rudd.
Yeah.
Everyone's good.
He's so
Paul
good.
Rudd, to me, like
He's
Paul
the one that has the hot sauce meme, right? That's
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Paul Rudd might be like the best actor of all my movies I've ever watched.
Yeah. Like the most consistently good.
Yeah, like if I was like, oh, Paul Rudd's in the movie, I'll watch it.
Yeah. Seems like a great guy too.
Yeah.
You know? Does he have like a famous wife or something? We don't know much about him.
Judd Apatow's wife is the one that's in all the movies, right?
Leslie Mann.
And that's
Okay.
their kids too.
Yeah.
That's their kids,
Their
and she's the
daughters.
one in Staten Island. And Judd Apatow did Staten Island.
Was Paul Rudd in Staten Island?
No, Pete Davidson's in Staten
I know, but I did watch the movie the
Can
other day.
save some
Pete
room for
Davidson
Paul?
was in it.
I guess Paul would have been on the cover. They're not putting Pete above Paul.
Yeah, they're not.
Yeah, deep dive on that. Anand, I would really recommend. I know you're a busy guy. Some sort of movie blog, maybe a weekly
Yeah, I gotta
recap.
do that. Yeah,
Because you're consuming a lot, and I really trust your taste.
yeah.
So just think about it,
People are skeptical of these.
as they should be. Okay,
I have quirky taste.
quirky. That's good. That's true. Okay, hit up our website, melrosestreetjournal.com. Subscribe to our newsletter there. Hit us up on Instagram at GroupChatPod. Check out Behind Closed Doors on Instagram TV and YouTube, starring Pete and Austin Taylor.
Austin Taylor.
What else? That's it, right?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, guys. Have a great week. You know, get out there, fight for your rights. No justice, no peace. Careful of the early round of vaccines.
Yep.
And we'll see you. Buy some meat, too, while you're at it.